The world mourns the passing of Charles Burrell, a musical giant who transcended racial barriers and left an indelible mark on both classical and jazz music. Born on October 4, 1920, and passing peacefully on June 17, 2025, at the age of 104. Burrell's life was a testament to perseverance, talent, and cultural impact. Known widely as the Jackie Robinson of classical music, Charles Burrell was the first African-American to become a member of a major American symphony orchestra, the Denver Symphony Orchestra, now the Colorado Symphony. In this biography, we explore the arc of his incredible 104-year journey, from humble beginnings to a groundbreaking career in music and a powerful legacy that still echoes today. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to help us continue bringing stories of incredible people like Charles Burrell to life. Early life and family background. Charles Burrell was born on October 4, 1920, in Toledo, Ohio, before his family relocated to Detroit, Michigan. Raised during a time of racial segregation, Burrell's early life was shaped by hardship and discrimination. He came from a musically inclined family. His mother played the piano, and his uncle, John Burrell, was a violinist who inspired young Charles to pursue music. As a child, Burrell was captivated by classical compositions he heard on the radio, particularly Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. That moment sparked a lifelong passion for classical music. Despite the overwhelming presence of racial barriers in that field at the time, he often recalled sneaking into Detroit Symphony Orchestra rehearsals just to experience the magic of live classical music, dreaming that one day he might join their ranks. Education and musical beginnings. Burrell began playing the double bass during his high school years and quickly demonstrated an extraordinary aptitude. He studied at Cass Technical High School, one of Detroit's premier schools, which offered a strong musical curriculum. There, he was mentored by principal bassists and gained early experience performing in various ensembles. After graduating high school, Burrell went on to study at the New England Conservatory of Music in Boston, one of the oldest and most respected music schools in the United States. There, he faced both encouragement and racism, often being told he would never succeed in classical music due to his race. But Burrell persevered, determined to prove the skeptics wrong. Military service and musical development. During World War II, Burrell served in the U.S. Navy, where he continued to perform as part of military bands. His musical talents were recognized even during his service, and the experience helped hone his performance skills in both jazz and classical music. After his military service, Burrell moved to Denver, Colorado, a decision that would define the next chapter of his professional life. Breaking barriers. The Denver Symphony Orchestra, 1949. Charles Burrell achieved a historic milestone by joining the Denver Symphony Orchestra. This made him the first African American to hold a permanent position in a major American symphony orchestra. The moment was groundbreaking, and though it didn't receive widespread media attention at the time, it was a monumental achievement in the world of classical music. His role in the Denver Symphony challenged the racial homogeneity of classical orchestras and paved the way for future generations of black classical musicians. Despite facing subtle and overt racism, Burrell focused on excellence, earning the respect of his peers and critics alike for his precision, tone, and commitment to his craft. A parallel career in jazz while making history in the classical world. Charles Burrell was also an accomplished jazz bassist. Jazz, unlike classical music at the time, offered African American musicians more freedom and recognition. Burrell played with some of the biggest names in jazz, including Billie Holiday, Charlie Parker, and Duke Ellington. One of his most important jazz contributions came through his collaborations with pianist George Shearing and vibraphonist Lionel Hampton. Burrell was known for his versatility on the bass, able to switch from the rigors of Beethoven and Mahler to the swinging lines of bebop with grace. In the 1950s, Burrell moved briefly to San Francisco to join the San Francisco Symphony under conductor Pierre Mon. During his time on the West Coast, he also played at iconic jazz clubs like the Black Hawk, sharing the stage with legends like Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Mentorship and teaching. One of Charles Burrell's most enduring legacies lies in his role as a mentor and teacher. His influence helped shape the careers of many African-American musicians, including his niece, the jazz singer Diane Reeves, and the Grammy-winning bassist Larry Gales. Burrell was deeply involved in music education in Denver and beyond. He believed in giving back to the community and ensuring that black youth could see a future in classical and jazz music. He gave private lessons, participated in workshops, and frequently visited schools to speak about music and perseverance. Personal life. Burrell lived a long and fulfilling personal life. He married his longtime partner, Helen Burrell, in the 1950s. The couple had 2 children and several grandchildren and great-grandchildren, many of whom carry forward his musical legacy. His family was central to his life, and he often credited their love and support as vital to his long career. Burrell was known for his humility, kindness, and sense of humor. He lived a modest lifestyle and remained deeply rooted in the Denver community, often walking around neighborhoods where he was recognized and celebrated. Illness and death. In the last few years of his life, Charles Burrell dealt with the gradual decline that comes with age. However, he did not suffer from any major illness and was mentally sharp until the end. On June 17, 2025, Charles Burrell passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 104, surrounded by family. The news of his death sent ripples through both the classical and jazz communities. Charles Burrell's legacy is monumental. Not only did he shatter racial barriers in the world of classical music, but he also embodied musical excellence across genres. He stands as a role model for musicians of all backgrounds, especially African American artists striving to break into spaces that have historically been exclusionary. His contributions to music education, mentorship, and performance created ripple effects felt long after his retirement. Many credit him with making it possible for black musicians to be seen and accepted in major orchestras across the country. Burrell also helped redefine the image of what a classical musician could look like. He stood for dignity, perseverance, and the transformative power of music. His name will forever be etched in the annals of American music history. Charles Burrell's life was not just a journey through music, it was a journey through history. He lived through segregation, war, civil rights movements, and multiple musical revolutions, always with his bass in hand. From breaking barriers in classical music to swinging through jazz clubs, Charles Burrell was a quiet revolutionary whose influence reverberates to this day. Rest in power, Charles Burrell, 1920 to 2025. Your music, courage, and legacy will never be forgotten. If you found this biography moving, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more stories of legendary figures who changed the world through talent and determination.